Hi friends, I'm Jenica Hill and welcome to my channel, which is all about embracing and celebrating your full magical self. Because you, my friend, are magical. Apologies in advance, this video is a day late and it is also going to be very loud because I'm in Chicago right now and they don't call it the Windy City for nothing. My husband and I are visiting a friend here. We have been so busy moving out of our loft into a house because our loft just wasn't quite safe for a baby. And we've been road tripping, so I didn't do a good enough job preparing for my videos. You know, I apologize for that, but at the same time, I'm a fly by the seat of my pants kind of gal, and I like to come up with video topics as they come to me, and you know, maybe that's not the most productive way to go about it, but that's the way I go about it. So I'm outside, it's really loud, and I don't know how it's going to turn out, but here I am. I thought about skipping this week, but I just have this goal to post a video every single week, and I would like to meet my goal. Speaking of goals, if you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. I have a goal of reaching 5,000 subscribers before October when my baby's born. You know, you gotta have goals sometimes. I'm not the best goal setter, I've said this before, but I'm setting a goal, 5,000 subscribers. So give it a subscribe and send my channel to somebody if you think they might be interested. I talk about pregnancy because I happen to be pregnant right now, but I also talk about my bisexuality and embracing identity. Anyway, today I'm going to give you a quick second trimester pregnancy update and talk a little bit about road tripping while pregnant, because my partner and I traveled from Atlanta to New York first, and now we are making our way west to Idaho for my cousin's wedding. There's like a guy working outside right now, and I'm like super embarrassed to be filming this. Oh boy. So we're traveling west slowly. We're gonna make it to Idaho. Road tripping while pregnant is very different than road tripping before being pregnant. So I'm gonna share a little bit about that. Okay, first, second trimester update. I am currently 25 weeks pregnant. I read on my Flow app that the baby is the size of a corn cob. I thought that was kind of a funny comparison. And then I got an email today from, I think it was Baby List or something, that said the baby is the size of a TI calculator. Like a TI-84 calculator that you use in calculus. What a strange comparison. But anyway, my belly is definitely growing, and that makes me very happy because then I know my baby's healthy. But of course, you know, it comes with discomfort. Belly oil is a must, and my belly button really wants to poke out, but it hasn't quite done that. It's still an innie. Anyway, I didn't make a video every week like I did in my first trimester, but I can tell you overall, I have had lots more energy. I have felt much more like myself, but you can still get nauseous in your second trimester. I know everybody says this, but it's really true. And I still have days where I am just completely unmotivated and so tired and just want to lay around all day, and I make myself get up and walk. I'll probably do a video about exercising during pregnancy, but let's just say that exercising has felt like not a priority. And since I know I need to do it for the health of my baby and myself, I've been making myself walk as my form of exercise, and that has been enough. And doing some pelvic floor exercises. Speaking of, let me share some things that I've learned about the second trimester of pregnancy based on my experience. As always, this is just my experience. Everybody is so different, and every pregnancy is so different, so these are just some things I've learned. All right. Researching baby stuff takes a long time. I've been trying to create a registry, and I have taken to Baby List and What to Expect lists of their favorite things for each kind of product that I think I want I'll do a whole video once I've figured out what I actually want, and then I'll probably do a video after the baby's born about what I actually needed. But I've been trying to research, how to be sort of minimalistic during this experience while still getting all the things that I need or would want for a comfortable pregnancy and then the newborn stage and all of that. So that's taken a lot more time than I thought it would, and there's so much to learn and so much to know, and everybody has their own opinion. Unsolicited advice continues to plague me. I feel bad because I know people get really excited when they find out that someone's pregnant and they've been through it, and they want to give you advice because they're just excited for you and they care about you. I totally understand, but it still just unnerves me. I really just want people to ask if I would like advice before they give it to me, because sometimes I've done a bunch of research on a topic and I've already made up my mind about it, and maybe I don't want to hear about that advice. And then also sometimes people give advice that's like,
breastfeeding is really hard.
and I'm like,
That's not advice. That's just your opinion about something. You're projecting your experience onto me.
I don't mean to be negative, but for some reason unsolicited advice really irks me, so that's something I've continued to learn. It helps me to eat small meals more often. Not only does it help with nausea, but it also helps not make me too full, because as I've been, getting a bigger belly as this baby has been growing, I can't eat as much at one time because my stomach is squished and small and has a smaller surface area to cover. So I have found that if I eat too much, sometimes I have a harder time breathing because like my lungs must be crowded. I don't know. I overate one night and then I could not sleep because I could not breathe. So I've been reminding myself to just eat a little bit and check in, see if I'm still hungry, and then maybe eat more, but not overdo it. And it also helps with nausea. Speaking of nausea, I have vomited 3 times in my second trimester. I think I only vomited once in my first trimester and I made myself do it. In my second trimester, I vomited once because I walked too long in the heat and I think my body freaked out. Then I vomited once because I waited too long to eat in the morning and I ate and it was just past the point of no return and I couldn't help it. I just couldn't keep it down. And then, when was the third time? Maybe it was only twice. I found a prenatal chiropractor. I had never been to a chiropractor before, and this has changed my life. I feel like I need to go after this road trip, which I'll get to in a minute. I also found a pelvic floor physical therapist just to give me some exercises. I have read and learned that even though people say do Kegels, how do you say it? Do Kegels to prepare for labor, but if you're someone who already kind of clenches your pelvic floor, then you don't want to keep doing Kegels because you'll just tighten it more and then you won't be able to relax during labor. So anyway, I went to a pelvic floor therapist. I knew that I was a clencher already, and it confirmed this for me, and so I've been doing more pelvic floor kind of relaxation exercises, and that's been really great so far. Reading books for knowledge is really great, but don't let them overwhelm and scare you. I allowed myself to get really freaked out about the possibility of having to go to the hospital instead of to the birth center where I plan on giving birth, but people give birth at hospitals every day, and I needlessly freaked myself out. So, books are great. Take everything with a grain of salt and take a deep breath because it's going to be okay. Bodies that can grow babies are amazing. I've also learned our bodies are capable and made for this. Bodies that can grow babies, that can give birth to babies, are made to do it, and so we should feel very confident about it. If you are pregnant and you're scared of labor, just know that your body could give birth to a baby in a coma. Not a baby in a coma. If you were in a coma, your body would still give birth. One of my midwives told me that, and I thought that was such a great thing to think about because it's really just fear that gets in your way. I've learned not to Google too much because sometimes Googling everything can be traumatic because different websites say different things. So, listen to your doctor, listen to your midwife, and listen to your own body, because if things feel healthy, then they probably are. Feeling the baby kick is the coolest thing, and it's very comforting. However, when I don't feel my baby kick for a while, I'm like, something's wrong, and I start freaking out. And then I Google, how many kicks should I feel, and all of that. And I think some of that can just be crazy making. So I've just learned to, at some point, let go and just trust. Okay, those are some lessons from the second trimester. Now let's move on to road tripping. First of all, I asked my midwives if taking a long road trip while pregnant would be okay, and they said yes, as long as I take frequent breaks to pee and walk around, and I have been doing that. Last summer, my partner and I drove cross-country twice, and I drove the majority of the time because I really enjoy driving, but I can't do that this time. So I've been switching off with my partner, and I'm glad that he's willing to do that. So if you're pregnant and planning a road trip, make sure that you can switch off with someone so you can take a break. You know, maybe put your feet up a little bit, still wear your seatbelt, of course, but stop, take breaks, go on little walks, do some stretches while you're getting gas, make sure you go to the bathroom enough, and it's been fine otherwise. I think something I'm learning is when you feel like you can't do something while pregnant, you probably can, as long as you're safe about it. I don't know if that was the best advice. I think what I'm trying to say is I've been capable of much more than I thought while pregnant. Because, you know, you hear about pregnancy and people like try to open the door for you all the time and worry about you, and you worry about yourself, and, you know, there's being safe and then there's like not living life. And so I'm trying to live in the middle of those things. Something I will say is that last summer when I took road trips, I loved it and I was so excited to be on the road. I think partly because, you know, we had been in our loft for like weeks and weeks at a time, and so seeing the open road was so exciting, and so I loved it. But also, I wasn't pregnant, so it just felt different. I'm a lot more irritable this road trip, and I have to check myself because I get really irritable and grumpy, and then I have to be like,
Okay, it's fine.
and try to see the positive, because sometimes I'll just get in grumpy mode. And I'm not sleeping as well, even though I do have a pregnancy pillow, and it's the best thing ever. I'm not sleeping as well as I was before I was pregnant, you know, or before the baby started growing a lot. So yeah, just a little bit more irritable. Also, my body hurts a lot more if I sit in one position for a long time, and I actually think my tailbone has caused sort of a soreness, and I really need to get to the prenatal chiropractor again when I get back home. So that's road tripping while pregnant. Moral of the story, you can do it. You know, take precautions, have snacks, water, hydrate a lot, all that stuff, and you'll be fine. Well, that's it for this week. I know this was very rambling. It was more of a vlog than anything else, but I promise I will be more organized next week, and I'm going to hopefully interview my sister and maybe some other family members. We'll see. If you stuck around for this video, thank you very much, and sorry about the circumstances, but you know, we're meeting our goals here, folks. Can't be perfect. I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect, and that's okay. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe if you haven't. Send my videos to your friends if you like them. Comment below if you feel like it. I really like chatting with you all. And of course, please go out and be your full magical self today, because the world needs you just as you are.